Our first contestant is Mike Staffan, Dad's Legacy. Dad's Legacy, Mike Staffan.
Madam Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests, have you ever had someone speak words into your life that transformed you, that took you to a new place? Someone that was looking out for your best and pointed it out to you. Maybe it was a coach, a parent, a teacher, a mentor, a friend. Maybe they didn't even know the words that they were speaking to you could transform you, take you and put you on a new path. It's exactly what happened to me. I was talking to my father. We were talking about my mom, and he said to me, he said, Mike, he said, I adore your mother. To say that I love her, well, it just doesn't do her justice. It's just too common. I was flabbergasted and taken back. You see, the reason I was so taken back by it was because my father was not always a loving man that he is today. I can well remember as a kid that he was harsh and critical and demanding. His teasing was relentless as we were growing up as kids. There were many times my mom would leave the room with tears rolling down her cheeks because she'd been teased so hard by my father. Growing up in my dad's boot camp, it was one part tough love and one part Navy SEAL training. I remember teaching us how to swim. He threw us in the creek, hoped we floated back up and paddled back to shore. But my father, during his 40s, had a spiritual awakening, a spiritual renewal, a come to Jesus moment, if you will, that transformed his demeanor over time. I can well remember walking behind him. We were hiking together in the woods. And he said to me these words. He said, Mike, I'm proud of you and I love you. I whipped my head around so quickly. I thought I might get whiplash. It could not be my father, and yet there he was. As I thought about those words my father spoke, about his marriage of 57 years, I thought about my own marriage. Could it be different? Me and Dean have been married for 28 years. All those years have not been happy ones. We'd walked very close to the cliff that had taken so many couples. But when I thought about it, I really thought about it, it was mostly my selfishness, my own need to feel important, my own reason to get a laugh at my own wife's expense. And then I thought about Dad's legacy being passed to me. What were my kids seeing? Marriage is 3 things: engagement ring, wedding ring, and suffering. But we had the right stuff to make it. Me and Dina did. And I've heard it said that the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, but it's still got to be mowed. Yes, if my father could change so drastically after 57 years of marriage, I could too. I could start by doing those things, those simple things that he modeled to me. I could start by speaking words of affirmation and honor and respect to my wife, even when she wasn't present. I could hold her hand in public, letting her know that she is special and worthy of my attention. And finally, the most difficult thing for me to do, and for many of us to do, is to bite my tongue over petty situations. You see, this isn't what the world would call a legacy. There was no monuments, no roadways, no foundations named after me. But this type of old-fashioned character was just the kind of legacy that I wanted to leave to my children. I wanted to pass that legacy of love from my father to my children. You see, we can leave many things to the next generation. We can leave money, we can leave memorabilia, we can leave property. Money will be spent. Property will be divided. Memorabilia will go to goodwill. And it's not the goodwill that I want to leave, but a legacy of love. Now that's something that we can pass on. That's something that can be eternal. You see, my dad was handing that to me. He was passing the baton to me. It was a touchstone, a platform that he was handing to me. And I wanted to hand it to the next generation. I wanted to be part of that eternal chain that made a difference in the lives of my children. You see, I don't have 3 key legacies. I don't have 3 key principles to tell you how to leave a legacy of love. I don't have a cute acrostic to help you remember it. Because the truth of the matter is that I will still blow it from time to time. As much as I want to leave a legacy of love, there'll be days that I'm sure I will be angry. I will be selfish. I will be bitter. But I want to be drawn back to that path one more time to go down that right road, because I want to leave that legacy of love. And I want to leave you with one powerful thought and one powerful question. The thought is this: we will all leave a legacy. But what legacy will we leave? Will we be proud to pass it on? How will you be